The most unbelievable show on TV starts right now. It's Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Tonight on Ripley, this motorcycle backflip gone bad nearly crushed the rider to death. But that's not stopping X-Game gold medalist Mike Metzger from going not for one, but two backflips in a row.
I've seen a lot of guys completely upside down and smash themselves.
Watch. Ripley's Extreme will have you seeing double.
Baseball.
This 2-year-old bottle-toting ball player performs like a pro, stunning kids 5 times his age. Now, he's about to meet his idol, pro pitcher Tom Glavine. Look out, tonight's Ripley's Kid is stepping up to the plate. Scott Hamill wanted to attempt an unbelievable act at over 7,500 feet off the ground. Only Ripley's is there to reveal the secret behind the great chain escape. Plus, you'll be blown away when you hear about the miracle baby born outside the womb. Ripley's Pet Search discovers a dog that survived swallowing a whole tennis ball. And see what's got Hollywood's elite forking out $1,000 a plate to dine at this swanky night spot.
Tuna, kamachi, and spicy tuna.
Only on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Hello and welcome to the Ripley's Warehouse. This first story is something that we call Ripley's Extreme. Mike Metzger has made a name for himself in the competitive world of motocross by nailing insane maneuvers that have put some of his buddies in the hospital. Well, tonight is no different. If all goes well, you're about to see Mike complete not one, but 2 consecutive backflips on his motorcycle.
Ripley's Extreme.
Mike Metzger is a devoted dad who loves to spend time with his family. He's also a professional motocross rider who's so good that he's been nicknamed the Godfather of freestyle motocross. And today, Mike is attempting a backflip maneuver so dangerous that other riders have failed, with near catastrophic results. Because Mike isn't trying to pull off just one, but 2 backflips back to back.
I've seen a lot of guys attempt a backflip or try to do a backflip and they didn't do it. And, I've seen guys come up completely upside down and smash themselves.
From the time he was born, Mike was always on a motorcycle with his dad. By 3, he was riding by himself. And at the age of 6, he was already competing on a weekly basis. As Mike got older, he began traveling the world as a motocross racer. Then in 1998, freestyle motocross emerged, a new sport created when motocross racers traded breaking speed records for breaking bones while trying to outdo each other with soaring acrobatic jumps. Mike was instantly hooked.
The biggest thrill for me on my bike is the freedom that I get from basically just forgetting about everything else that's going on.
And it wasn't long before Mike had risen to the top of his field, becoming famous for his awesome aerial moves. Today, Mike's ready to prove why he's earned the nickname The Godfather by pulling his 230-pound bike to do back-to-back backflips.
I push myself and others to limits that people don't believe we can be pushing those limits to.
Mike's been working on this move for 8 weeks, pushing his body through crash after crash.
I wouldn't try to hurt myself in front of thousands of people. My most important goal is to make it safely so I can go hug my kids.
But Mike's very aware of all the dangers involved in this attempt. If he over-rotates, he will land on the rear wheel and get blown off the back of his bike. If he under-rotates, all 230 pounds of his motorcycle will come crashing down on him, just like what happened to this rider. Mike decides to warm up with a single backflip. He gets a solid rotation off the start, but loses it on the landing. Determined, Mike won't give up. He decides to go for it anyway.
If I don't do this big backflip, then I'm cheating myself.
Wheels tearing down the track. He guns it and goes for it. Mike launches his bike off the first ramp and lands a 50-foot backflip. Then he pushes his bike through the second one and sticks another 80-foot backflip. The longest one ever. In this Ripley's replay, you can see Mike getting huge air as he becomes the first person in the world to pull off back-to-back backflips on a motorcycle.
The guys who I hang out with, the riders, everyone, they were the most excited they could ever be because they knew that I changed the sport from that day on.
Incredibly, Mike Metzger has set 2 Ripley's world records. Not only does Mike perform the first back-to-back backflip in history, he also pulls off the world's longest backflip on a motorcycle.
I feel like I am the best motocross rider in the world. I can ride it better than anyone in the world right now, hands down.
Believe it.
Now, pitcher Anthony Ippolito Jr. is creating quite a buzz in baseball circles with his 30 to 35 mile an hour fastball. But before you say a word, understand that this pitcher is only 2 years old. And he's also tonight's Ripley's kid.
Two-year-old Anthony Ippolito Jr. seems like the average toddler, playing in the pool and still drinking from a bottle. But this little guy's got big league aspirations. Because even though he's still in diapers, Anthony can slam the ball right out of his backyard.
We just thought it was normal, and other people with children would come over and say, "Holy cow, look at him throw that ball."
Baseball has always been a huge part of life for little Anthony. When he was only 6 months old, his mother says his ball and mitt replaced a teddy bear and pillow when it was time for a nap.
I think it was in him ever since he was born. The first word out of his mouth was the word ball.
By the time he was 1, all Anthony wanted to do was play ball.
Can you play baseball?
Sure, Ant, you want to play baseball?
Okay.
Let's go.
And soon, the toddler was throwing the ball over 40 feet.
I never played much for baseball, so I'm not really sure where he got such a passion for it, but it must be someplace back in the genes.
Incredibly, Anthony has become so good that he can pitch at speeds of up to 35 miles an hour from 25 feet away, and even hit fly balls over 40 feet. That's comparable to a pro ball player slamming it out of a major league stadium.
He's very, very serious about it. And you'll see it when you look at his face, the intensity.
To find out just how unbelievable Anthony really is, a local Little League team of 10-year-olds has agreed to allow this 2-year-old to join them for practice. Following a quick warm-up, Anthony is ready to show these ball players, who are 5 times his age, how to throw some heat. Amazingly, he almost hits the ball out of the park.
You should be on our team. He has so much potential, and he's a great player.
I think he's going to play for the Mets or the Yankees when he gets older.
And after impressing these junior ball players, Ripley's is surprising Anthony with a trip to the big leagues. We're sending Anthony, a young diehard Yankees fan, into enemy territory. Shea Stadium, home of the world-famous New York Mets. Anthony has always dreamed of standing on the mound at a major league ballpark, and with Mom looking on, he soon gets his chance. The 2-year-old takes a moment to take in the gigantic stadium.
It's a dream come true.
It's unbelievable, right?
He's where he belongs. I mean, here we are at Shea Stadium. He's 2.
But we have another surprise for little Anthony. Mets pitcher Tom Glavine has made it out to the stadium to meet his young fan. Anthony can't control his excitement.
Hi, Anthony. How you doing? Say hi.
Even demonstrating his pro killer curveball and asking Tom for some pitching pointers.
Bro.
The pro can't help being impressed by Anthony's focus and technique.
Good follow through so you can field your position, right? You know, he throws the ball pretty hard, obviously, for his age, but his coordination to me is a big thing. He has the delivery down already, and he has the leg kick and the follow through, and Hopefully I'll be home watching him in the big league someday. That'll be good.
I love baseball.
Batter up.
Anthony is a die-hard Yankee fan, which is almost considered treason in his Mets-loving Long Island neighborhood.
Still ahead, riding a standard unicycle is tough enough. So imagine trying to keep your balance on one that's 9 feet tall. All while jumping rope.
A feat that no man in the world has done.
Plus, from this upright walking iguana to a possum playing chimp, even a wagon full of tricky chickens.
Thank you, chicken.
Ripley's digs up a farm full of peculiar pets. Also, wait until we tell you where doctors discovered this woman's 8-month-old baby growing. And a video game really making you pay when you play by inflicting agony. Try your hand at the game they're calling the Pain Station. Welcome back to Ripley's Believe It or Not. Ripley's Unbelievable Acts.
Chas Marquette is a cycling fanatic who sets his standards unbelievably high. Because, believe it or not, for the first time anywhere, Chas is about to attempt to ride atop a 9-foot unicycle, all while jumping rope.
You're going to see me attempt a feat that no man in the world has done.
As one of the top unicyclists in the world, no challenge is too big, and no cycle too small for Chas. Rolling on just a wheel and a prayer, this guy will pedal anything without handlebars.
I love what I do. I love to make people laugh and blow their minds.
30 hours of training a week and over 20 years' experience enabled this Southern California native to do just about everything on his unicycle.
These are cool.
And today, at the famous boardwalk in Venice Beach, California, Chas will combine his pedaling prowess with an equal passion for jumping rope.
I'm going to attempt to do 10 skips of the rope on a 9'2" unicycle with no bungee cord, no toe clips, nobody turning the rope, just one sheer animal.
Just riding a unicycle this tall takes a lot of skill and unbelievable balance. One wrong move could send Chas slamming headfirst into the pavement. And adding a jump rope into the mix makes his attempt even more dangerous. He's dealing with over 20 feet of rope that could easily get caught on his unicycle and cause him to lose his balance.
The challenge that I'm going to face today is wind. The rope catching on the wheel. If you come off to the back and you land on your head, you could be seriously hurt.
But Chas has lived through years of thrills and spills to get to this point. And although few can match his cycling skill, his desire to be the best hasn't come without a price. His rigorous training has cost him hundreds of falls and dozens of injuries.
Slipped off and I landed on my feet to my tailbone and fractured both heels and my right ankle. And I still suffer heel pain in both heels.
Chas inspects tire pressure, chain tension, every inch of the 9-foot frame for possible cracks, and even carefully cleans the pedals.
I make sure that everything is mechanically safe, and I say to myself, okay, legs, stop shaking. At that height, it'll put the fear in you.
With a crowd cheering him on from a comfortable distance of nearly 30 feet, Chas climbs on to the towering cycle and takes his position. Waiting for the perfect moment, he goes for it. The 23-foot rope gets tangled around Chas's body, and he falls to the ground. Shaken, but okay, he decides to try again.
I want it, guys. Believe me, I want it. Which way's the wind going? Anybody know? Going that way?
Here we go.
And he's got it. Completing 10 flawless jumps, Chaz Marquette becomes the first person to ever jump rope riding a 9-foot-tall unicycle. A truly towering achievement. Yeah! And one very, very well-coordinated, unbelievable act.
Thank you!
Believe it.
Here at Ripley's, we send camera crews to any location in the world to prove that there are unbelievable people in every culture. Well, let's see where the Ripley's World Tour is taking their latest pit stop.
We travel to South America in tonight's Ripley's World Tour. Though this village in Peru looks like it's on a small island, it's actually a floating town, supported by, believe it or not, reeds that grow on the riverbank. Lake Titicaca, located in the mountains of Peru, is known as the highest body of water in the world. The area's barren land and years of war have driven the Euros people onto the lake to live on ingenious man-made islands. Unbelievably, the floating islands are made using nothing other than reeds that grow on the riverbank. In fact, almost everything on the island is made from the reeds, including ropes, boats, and even the houses, leaving this displaced community living high but dry on the continent's largest lake. Believe it. Still ahead, she was only days away from delivering her baby when doctors discovered it was attached to her liver. It's the story that will take your breath away. Can modern medicine pull off a miracle? The riveting story behind the liver baby is next. Also thinking of tying the knot? Dean takes us down the aisle of the world's only inflatable wedding chapel. And can this guy break free from 50 feet of chain, 4 padlocks, and a straitjacket? All while dangling upside down at 7,500 feet? The clock's about to start ticking in tonight's Ripley's Challenge. You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not. The word around town in Burlington, Wisconsin is that Judith Schultz's life has spun completely out of control. That's because this school teacher is obsessed with spinning and tossing toy tops. And today she'll try to make a nearly impossible bullseye, landing one of these whirling gizmos inside a tiny target from nearly 20 feet away. Judith began collecting tops 14 years ago, and soon she had more than 6,000 of them. And having so many tops to practice with, it's no wonder Judith is so good at her game. But top spinning isn't as easy as it looks.
It's a matter of practice and timing and release, and like swinging a bat or throwing a ball. Practice makes perfect, as they say.
So Judith kept working it, and soon, with the precision and accuracy of a sharpshooter, she was able to throw a top with amazing accuracy. Not only landing it precisely on the mark, but keeping it spinning.
I worked at it and eventually became the top lady.
Today, Judith will demonstrate her amazing accuracy and attempt her farthest shot ever by launching this spinning top off a balcony and onto a table nearly 20 feet away while landing inside the small 8-inch circle. Judith loads her top onto the rope and takes fire. Unfortunately, her first try is a little off, but Judith decides to give it another shot. And incredibly, she hits her mark and the top keeps spinning. A perfect shot. And it's her unique ability to land the tough shots like these that keeps Judith Schultz, the woman they call the top lady, at the very top of her game. Believe it. You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Tonight we have an unbelievable story about a miracle baby. The odds of survival for babies like little Nala Sisi are staggering. And that's because she was not carried in her mother's womb. Take a look. Sweeta Sisi and her boyfriend wanted nothing more than to start a family. And after months of trying, it looked like they were going to get their wish. But when complications threatened her pregnancy, you won't believe what doctors discovered.
It was quite a frightening experience because really there was like a time bomb there waiting to explode.
Sweeta Sisi, who lives in South Africa, was thrilled when she learned that she was pregnant with her first baby. But 8 months into her pregnancy, Sweeta's blood pressure suddenly shot up, and she was rushed to the hospital.
We have a yellow fever for Ripley Hospital. Baby in distress, baby in distress.
With the clock ticking and Sweeta's blood pressure reaching critical levels, the hospital staff rushed her in to awaiting doctors. An ultrasound revealed that the baby was growing outside of the uterus. Doctors quickly prepared to deliver the baby via cesarean section. They make the first incision, and it is then that the surgeons make a shocking discovery.
When we opened up, what we saw was essentially the liver with the placenta completely grown into the liver. Now, at that time, we couldn't see the baby at all.
Incredibly, the baby had spent the past 8 months actually living outside the womb, attached to the mother's liver, thriving off the rich blood supply of the organ. Had doctors discovered this earlier in her pregnancy, it would have been terminated. But because ultrasounds are not used regularly in South Africa, Sweeta has already carried her baby almost to term.
I don't think that the mother really understood how enormous the situation was. I mean, we didn't really even understand how enormous the situation was. So I don't think she really could have had any concept of it.
And the father-to-be was shocked when he heard the news.
This was my first time, to hear the baby, is in the liver, so I was shocked.
A liver specialist is immediately called into the operating room, and within minutes, doctors begin the delicate procedure to remove the baby from Sweeta's liver. But surgeons know the odds are against them. A pregnancy attached to the liver has only been documented 14 times, and only 3 of those babies survived. And this was the first such case for this particular team of doctors.
I was basically really nervous about delivering the baby because if the placenta had separated away at that time, that there would have been massive blood loss and both mom and baby could have died.
With steady hands, the doctor makes a delicate incision beneath the liver until the baby is located. Then he breaks through the amniotic sac and carefully removes the baby from Sweeta's abdomen. And incredibly, 1 hour after surgery began, the miracle baby is born.
Hello, Lucky.
Sweeta names her 7-pound, 1-ounce baby girl Nala, which means luck in Zulu.
Hello. There you go, gorgeous.
When I saw my baby for the first time, I was feel so happy because the doctor said before the operation, maybe me or my child is not going to arrive.
Just days after her incredible birth, both mother and child are in good health, and Sweeta brings her baby to meet her friends and fellow church members for the first time. After a blessing from the priest, baby Nala finally goes home. Her proud papa could not be happier.
I love so much because it's my first baby, and the miracle baby is so special. That's why I love him. He's a special baby. It means a lot to me.
Believe it. Unbelievable. Ripley's will be right back.
Still ahead, lose at this video game, and you'll literally feel the agony of defeat. Find out why volunteers can't wait to put the pain station to the test.
It hurts. It hurts.
Plus, Ripley's pet search turns up a survivor with a true miracle tale to tell.
She was basically starved to death. She had swallowed a tennis ball, and it had been in her intestines for a month.
And wait till you hear what's got Hollywood's hip crowd dishing out hundreds of dollars at this spicy diner. The chef to the stars displays his latest body of edible art next. Enter Robert Ripley's archives.
Leave it or not. Leave it or not.
The year is 1931. Marilyn Wallace of Venice, California trains her pet goat to walk a narrow tightrope. The animal shows absolutely no signs of fear, even though the rope is almost 10 feet off the ground without a safety net. Due to their split hooves, goats naturally have an extraordinary sense of balance, which allow them to travel terrain that no other animal can. So compared to the sheer cliffs he's used to, a tightrope walk is a cakewalk for this goat. Amazingly, Marilyn gets her goat to perform this unbelievable demonstration after only a few months of training.
Leave it or not.
If you're having trouble securing a church for your wedding, a fellow from Britain has the solution. Michael Gill is the creator of the world's only inflatable church, complete with a blow-up altar, an organ, and pews. Its 47-foot steeple was too tall to erect in here, but the structure inflates in just 10 minutes and can be shipped anywhere in the world for any occasion. This video shows the first time that the church has been inflated here in the United States. Why don't you take a look at this next story while I pack up the church.
What you're about to witness is no illusion. Scott Hamill will attempt a record-breaking escape from a prison-issued straitjacket while being tied in over 50 feet of steel chain. And believe it or not, he'll try it while dangling from his ankles under a hot air balloon over 1.5 miles above the earth. Since he was a little kid, Scott has always been interested in magic, especially the art of escape. And for the past 5 years, he's been perfecting his skills. And now, at the age of 18, his ability to maneuver his body out of any straitjacket has earned him the reputation as one of the world's greatest living escape artists. Scott is now ready to attempt his most dangerous escape ever. He and his crew will launch in a specially equipped hot air balloon. Then, for the first time ever, tied in a straitjacket and bound with over 50 feet of steel chain and 4 padlocks, Scott will be lowered upside down, 15 feet below the balloon basket, where he will fight to free himself. Scott and his family have so much confidence in his skills that his parents are dipping into his college fund to finance this attempt.
Most teenagers, if they said, "Hey mom, I want to hang upside down 10,000 feet out of a hot air balloon and set a world record," they'd say, "What are you, nuts? Get out of my family." But she was just there, "Hey, that's kind of cool. We'll have some fun with this."
But Scott knows that in order to successfully complete this challenge, he'll have to push himself to the extreme, both mentally and physically.
If I pass out up there a couple minutes without oxygen to my brain, and I could either die or suffer severe brain damage.
Today, everything is set for Scott's record-breaking attempt.
And I just called the automated, and we've got 3 miles down here. So I think we're good to go.
With a storm front on the way, Scott's pilot decides that they will have only a small window of opportunity to get the balloon in the air. Scott is cinched into his straitjacket. It's an uncomfortable fit, but for this attempt, it has to be as secure as possible. Now he is bound by over 50 feet of steel chain, and finally, it's secured with 4 padlocks. Scott is lifted into the basket, and it's time for takeoff.
Okay, I'm gonna start climbing on out of here. Hey guys, we're ready!
The balloon begins moving away at over 25 miles per hour as it gains altitude.
Hey Roy, we're catching a hard right and picking up speed.
We're cruising through 7,000 right now.
Passing the 7,500-foot mark, Scott prepares to be lowered out of the basket.
I can't believe I'm actually doing this, man.
I can't believe you're doing any of this, Scotty.
He's now in position as he attempts to set himself free. With the blood now rushing towards Scott's brain, his body clock starts counting down the seconds to a potentially critical blackout. Demonstrating his incredible flexibility, it only takes Scott about 10 seconds to set himself free of the chain that was secured by 4 padlocks.
Get that jacket off, buddy!
Scott's next step is to try to maneuver his body into a position to free himself of the straitjacket. He even has the ability to dislocate his shoulder if he needs to, in order to get himself out. While contorting his body, it is vital that Scott constantly remind himself to breathe. With the straitjacket constricting his chest, each gasp of air is a challenge, especially with the thin air at 1.5 miles in the sky, upside down. If Scott does pass out, getting him back up into the basket and breathing again could take so long that it could prove fatal. But with one final tug, And in just under a minute's time, Scott does it, becoming the first person ever to escape from a straitjacket while dangling over 1.5 miles high. Back on the ground, Scott's still on cloud 9.
I don't think it could have been more perfect. I feel absolutely fantastic.
Believe it.
Next, does this man's tricky chickens have what it takes to win the Ripley's Pet Search?
My chickens are amazing because they suspend themselves in midair. Thank you, chicken. That looks good enough to eat.
Plus, the shocking new video game that really shocks you. See how these gamers got the jolt of their lives. And Ripley's gets a taste of the new trend invading Hollywood's hotspots. The People Platters return in tonight's unbelievable update. You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not. These people are playing with something so shocking, so painful, it can even cause a heat sting to your skin. And believe it or not, it's a video game.
It hurts. It hurts. We see that it's really an intense gaming experience because under the sweat of pain, winning is much more fun.
Volker Roy and Tilman Raif are two German college students who have created what they call the Pain Station. It's an intense gaming experience in which two players inflict pain on one another while playing a video game.
It hurts. It hurts.
Here's how it works. One hand is on a control knob. The other hand is flat on the execution unit. If you miss a shot, it triggers a whiplashing, a heat sting, or an electrical shock. The first person to pull their hand away loses.
Volker and I was kind of bored of hanging in front of the TV and playing video games and being so passive about it. So we thought about how could we bring in the body into the video game and make video gaming a more physical experience.
While you won't see this prototype in your local arcade, when their game did make its first public debut, volunteers gathered around for a chance to play.
It's fascinating to try pain in the form of a game and against an opponent.
Good game.
If you fail, if you make a mistake, then this thing comes out and it hurts.
And for these people, game over couldn't come fast enough. Although it's designed so you walk away with a few cuts and bruises, it's still only a game.
People like playing Pain Station because it's fun, it's action. That's what you need in modern video games.
Believe it.
The resort town of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, plays host to this week's pet auditions as Ripley scours America looking for the most unbelievable animals.
The strangest pets in the nation turn out as Ripley searches coast to coast for America's most unbelievable animal.
The famous coastal resort of Myrtle Beach welcomed its share of creatures, big and small, all trying their best to impress our judges. There was a lizard who literally stood up for the challenge.
Can you stand up and get some food? Can, you're so pretty. What a good boy. Look at you.
One pig tried to impress us with lots of tricks.
Come on, dance, dance. You gonna dance, 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 dance. Oh, good pig. And this is his other little thing. He pretends he's a baby pig. He's my baby pig. The biggity piggy baby.
One chimpanzee had a shootout with its owner.
Hands up. Hands up. Bang. Mercy.
Then this man literally ruffled the judge's feathers.
My name is Mark, the Chicken Man Andrews, and my chickens are amazing because they give me kisses, they ride remote control trucks, they suspend themselves in midair, and they also lay on top of my head on their back. And that's one tame chicken. Wait a minute. Right here at Ripley's, believe it or not, there's something, a baby Japanese white silky chicken. That looks good enough to eat. Thank you, chicken.
A couple of pet owners told their canine survivors amazing stories.
My name's Kenny Phillips, and believe it or not, my dog's name is Toby. And Toby is a stroke survivor. We learned to play Frisbee again, which is what he loves to do. We're gonna get down and get dirty.
We're with Midland's Golden Rescue. Buddy came in with a severely fractured pelvis and hip, and that was just 2 weeks ago. And he's already up and walking on 4 legs. Winnie came in February of last year, diagnosed with cancer. She was given about 2 weeks to live. She has her own agenda.
But after careful consideration, our judges unanimously agreed that no survivor story could match the one of Cindy Burnett and her dog Cassie.
Nobody knew it, but she had swallowed a tennis ball, and it had been in her intestines for a month.
And this is her incredible tale of survival. When veterinarian Cindy Burnett first laid eyes on Cassie, a frail 2-year-old Rottweiler, she knew the dog was in dire straits.
She came into my veterinary hospital in Beragam, North Carolina, and she came in because she hadn't been eating and she'd been throwing up, and she was so weak she could barely stand up.
Cindy knew something had to be done to save the starving 46-pound dog. She immediately ordered x-rays, but even this experienced veterinarian was shocked when she discovered what was causing Cassie's pain. Unbelievably, a tennis ball was actually lodged in her intestines. With little hope for their dog's survival, Cassie's owners were going to euthanize the poor canine. But Cindy wasn't about to let that happen.
We were going to have her put to sleep, and so I basically asked if I could have her, if I could save her, and so they agreed.
Cindy wheeled Cassie into emergency surgery, and in a 5-hour operation, carefully removed the rotten tennis ball, which had been lodged in her intestines for at least a month. After the surgery, Cassie struggled to hold on. She was unable to eat anything and clung to life by a thread.
Well, during her recovery period, she was very debilitated, and she wasn't strong enough to get up, and she would just lay there and watch everything that was going on. And eventually, as she got stronger, taught her how to sit. I taught her to shake with her left hand and then shake with her right hand. And through that process, we bonded greatly.
Cindy continued to work with Cassie, even sleeping on the kennel floor with her, urging the dog to hold on. And amazingly, Cindy's loving approach and bedside manner worked. Today, Cassie has bounced back and is a healthy 93 pounds, 50 pounds heavier than when Cindy found her. And this energetic pooch knows it's Cindy's love that got her through it all. In fact, Cassie now goes to work with Cindy every day and has even taught the veteran vet a thing or two about her patients.
She has helped me bond with my dog clients a lot closer and helped me relate to them a lot better. She's just my best friend. You're a good girl.
We'll be right back.
Next, you won't believe what Hollywood's swanky chef to the stars is doing now.
It is very expensive, but it's a meal they'll never forget.
Watch as this culinary master turns up the heat next. Stories you can't imagine, people you won't believe. Ripley's Believe It or Not. Here's tonight's unbelievable update.
Faithful viewers may remember this tantalizing story. Ripley's was first to report about a trendy New York restaurant that was serving up an entirely different dining experience. One where the food was actually served on naked models. Now in this unbelievable update, we reveal how the appetizing gourmet experience has made its way to the West Coast. Tonight, celebrity chef Gary Arabia will host an upscale party at his restaurant, Global Cuisine, in the heart of Hollywood.
She's gonna come out now, and then we're, of course, going to drape her in tea leaves, oba leaves, and wonderful, wonderful, magnificent sushi to make the ultimate in centerpieces.
With guests paying up to $1,000 a plate, this one-of-a-kind feast will require a great deal of preparation, as Gary transforms this model into a work of art. Gary first places the tea leaves on the model's body. This will keep the food hygienic by preventing the sushi from directly touching her skin. He then carefully arranges the sushi on and around his live human serving tray. From spicy tuna rolls to eel sushi, even various types of sashimi are strategically placed on the model's body.
Spicy tuna, tuna, kamachi, and spicy tuna.
Dinner is served.
And while these diners are frozen in awe from the beauty of this culinary masterpiece, it doesn't take long before they delve in.
It's really incredible because it's this whole idea of kind of food as art. So I feel like it's taking dining to this totally different level.
It takes a moment to kind of get used to it. You're not used to dining in a restaurant in a setting. There's a woman on the table, dressed in sushi.
I would definitely do this again. I sure would. In fact, I would book her for a party.
This has been a very unique and sensual and exotic experience.
A one-of-a-kind dining experience that you saw here first. Believe it.
A beautiful carrier of sushi.
Here in the vault, you're likely to find artifacts that are valuable and prized collector's items. This is a gun that you've probably never seen before. It's a handcrafted 18th century nobleman's musket. What makes it special is what is attached to the barrel, an axe. The idea was that if the musket failed, or if you ran out of bullets while under attack, the soldier could use the axe in hand-to-hand combat. Thus the term battle axe. It was French troops who introduced the world to the bayonet, which proved to be much more effective in battle, making this obsolete. Unbelievable? Believe it.
Some people will do anything for money. Fear Factor, tonight at 7, only on Chiller. Scary good. 12 makeup artists go head-to-head.
This challenge is vile. I love it.
In a battle of imagination and transformation.
I'm a very big fan of your work.
Face Off Memorial Day Marathon. All day tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. on Chiller. Scary good.